Why the
statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the game to the detriment of my community. YSL as a game must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
What's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about Gunna. Now it looks like Gunna finally took the opportunity to speak out since taking the Alford plea deal in the YSL RICO case. The hip hop community was shocked back in December when Gunna was released from jail and no longer involved in the YSL RICO case. Now the details at the time weren't as important, man. There was viral footage of Gunna being released from jail and walking out of the courthouse a happy man. It seemed like this thing was in the past until viral footage came out of him accepting his plea deal. And once that viral footage leaked, it was like everybody in an instant turned their back on Gunna. It seemed like the hip hop community was trying to figure out how to react to this situation. In one hand, you have one of the most premier artists in hip hop, but he's essentially caught on tape doing something against the quote unquote street code. So a lot of people picked sides and said that Gunna was a snitch. Now I'm not saying he's a snitch, but that was being spread around on social media and a lot of people stuck to that. Gunna himself never even spoke out on his own behalf and told his side of the story. Well, it looks like that's over. He finally took to social media to make a statement and show his allegiance to YSL, but the backlash didn't stop. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about all the details, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Atlanta rap superstar Gunna shocked everyone when he took to social media to respond to all the backlash he had been receiving and to make his first statement outside of the YSL RICO case. Now, Gunna went to social media and made a series of posts. And in both sets of posts, it seems like he was trying to show love to YSL and its members that are currently locked up. Now, at first, he put out this post right here, which was on his Instagram account, which showed him in a picture in his nice house. And then it said this. He said, cats acting like they switching to a side, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label, hashtag free thug, and yak Gunna back. So letting it be known that he's in full support of YSL, Young Thug, Yak Gotti, and everybody that's locked up, saying that cats right now shouldn't be switching sides because there's only one side, the YSL side as far as he's concerned. The problem with this is a lot of people saw this as cap and felt that he was a hypocrite for putting this post out there after accepting an Alford plea deal and where he essentially got to walk away scot-free and might have to testify in this case. And to be honest, Gunna didn't necessarily walk away from this scot-free. He's still got 4 years of pretty much supervised release, where they're gonna be looking at each and every move that he makes and make sure that he sticks to the conditions that he signed in this plea deal. So he's still gonna be walking on eggshells to make sure he doesn't go back to jail and essentially have to serve out the rest of his time in prison. Now, with all that being said, let's actually look at him leaving jail as a free man.
Why the Alford plea, Gunna?
He's not making any statements right now, guys. Thank you.
Anything you can say for fans or supporters?
No, we have a... My head's spinning. I haven't slept in a while. We have a press release that I think we issued.
Thank
Do y'all have a copy?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Why the Alford plea, Gunna?
He's not making any statements right now, guys.
Now, the craziest part about this is, at that moment, the hip hop community and everybody online pretty much that had been following this case was happy for Gunna. Everybody thought that Gunna must have caught a break or did something to where he could finagle his way out of this situation without turning his back on Young Thug and YSL. Now, this all got clouded and a lot of people started to turn their back on Gunna when some more footage came out. Now, this footage was of Gunna in the courtroom actually agreeing to the conditions of his plea agreement. Now, in this, he had to admit certain things about YSL. He had to admit that YSL was a gang. He had to also admit that YSL was a criminal organization and a detriment to the society that they live in, and that he would do everything within his power to work with the prosecutors in order to combat that in the future. So this is a wild situation where, when looking at the video, it doesn't look that good for Young Thug's case, because obviously Young Thug is the big fish in this RICO indictment. They want him to go down, and he'll never be able to say that he wasn't in a criminal organization when one of his top people, Gunna, and one of the founders, another guy, already admitted that Young Thug and YSL is a gang. So it's looking bad for Young Thug's case, and a lot of people are scared about how much time he'll potentially get. And it looks even worse because he's the one who put Gunna in the rap game, gave him the leg up, and made him the star he is today. But don't just take it from me. Let's actually look at some of that footage.
These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Now, needless to say, when that footage was released online, everybody turned their back on Gunna. And there was a lot of back and forth. So I shouldn't say everybody, because some people were still holding on to see what Young Thug would say about this situation. Only problem is, Young Thug is locked up. So we really don't know how he feels about this situation, because he's fighting for his life right now in court. Now, what we do know is other YSL members have taken plea deals, so we really didn't know if YSL as a whole had an issue with what Gunna had done. But it seems like we got those answers today, and it seems like YSL is not rocking with Gunna. Now, Gunna made another post in where he responded talking about the death of rapper Lil Gotit. He said this in the post. He said, "R.I.P. Keed, ILYMY twin," with a crying emoji and a dove emoji. He put that out as well as the other post that he put out, right? And in response, Lil Gotit, Lil Keed's brother, put this post out. And he put out two posts, but in this first one, he said this. He said, "Cats need to stop the cap." Basically telling Gunna that he sees through what he's doing, trying to cover his tracks, and he needs to stop the cap. At least that's how fans took it online. I can't tell you if he was shooting at Gunna specifically, but it seemed like it came around the same time. And then he followed that post up with this post that's making its way on social media. "Don't call me twin," letting people know that they feel like Lil Gotit was telling Gunna, "Don't call me twin in your post. I ain't rocking with you. We ain't rocking together no more. It's pretty much a done deal with you and YSL." Now, still, Young Thug has yet to say anything. And it's also being rumored that Young Thug's sister unfollowed Gunna on social media, basically letting people know that she's not rocking with Gunna. Maybe those things aren't connected, but man, there was another huge twist in this, and it came from Young Thug's brother. Now, Funk was one of the YSL members who also took an Alfred plea deal in this RICO case. And he went to social media to say this: "All that internet stuff, not P. I'm being humble with you cats." So letting it be known that he's being humble with everybody, and whatever he sees being pushed on the internet is not P. Now, I in no way know if he's talking about what Gunna put out there, trying to extend the olive branch to Gunna, or is he talking about people's reactions to what Gunna said or put on social media? Because it would be kind of hypocritical if he was dissing Gunna, because he took the same type of plea deal that Gunna took. And this is getting wild on social media so far, man. But you guys tell me what you think. Gunna had to eventually go to social media and say something. So is it possible that he had all the best intentions and still that's not enough to maintain his loyalty or his friendship with YSL? And how do you see his career panning out in the future? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.